Hi YouTube and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel and I'm the resident tarot reader for this YouTube channel, as well as for the Divine Resolution Tarot business that operates in Minnesota. If you'd like to work with me, there is a link down below in the description box and you can go ahead and just click on it and you will be redirected to my website. This is a twin flame reading and these popped out, so I'm just going to leave them here, then we'll talk about it. If you are in a twin flame relationship, this will hopefully resonate with you and be able to shed some light on your situation. I have been late on my reading because I made 2 oracle decks and was waiting for them to arrive. So we will be using those in this reading. And I've also revised this spread because I understand that a lot of twin flames are in separation. And so I wanted to ask relevant questions that would be very helpful to your situations. Right off the bat here, I'm seeing the Queen of Cups in the upright and the King of Cups in the reverse. This is making me feel as though your divine masculine for you feminines you're feeling as though they're not emotionally available to this connection, okay? It's like they see the connection, they feel it, they come towards you, and then they run with this 7 of Swords. They apologize, they come back. For a lot of you divine masculines out there watching, this is kind of an issue because of your emotions. There's something that you're not dealing with that's allowing you to be emotionally available. Right off the bat here, I'm seeing that it's almost as though you question your own judgment about this love and if you have what it takes, okay? My advice here to you is to try to not look so much at the past, because I feel like for you masculines that are coming through, you're looking at relationships that haven't worked, where you didn't feel the connection that you feel now. And so to me, what I'm seeing here is that for you masculines that are viewing, you're in a space of being like, wow, if it didn't work with somebody that, you know, I didn't have that divinely orchestrated connection with, and it hurts so much, you know, how will I have what it takes to make this work? And how much will this hurt when it doesn't? Okay. So it looks like the feminine here is turning her back on the past with these cards that I'm seeing, and she's ready to come towards you or to hear at least what you have to say, because it seems as though she's fully awake to this connection, but there's something that she needs from you, okay? And it's probably an apology with this 7 of Swords that came out between the 2 of your energies, all right? I think for you divine masculine, what's coming through is that, you know, you've done something that's shown your feminine who you are. And the hard part about it is what you've shown her, it really isn't who you are. It's not your best self. It's not your best you. It's almost like you were triggered and there was something that happened, and that's what I'm seeing here, okay? And so you may be feeling as though you can't come towards your feminine because of whatever this was, this justice in the reverse. You feel as though it's changed the way that she views you, right? For you masculines that are viewing, I want you to know that your feminine has worked through whatever the issue is that is keeping you away from her. It's not as bad as you think, okay? She's ready to talk to you. And even if she sees you in a different light, that hasn't affected the love that she feels for you, okay? So that's a quick message that came out, and I'm sorry that that interrupted what I was saying in the beginning, but it needed to be said. I was just going to thank you all for coming to my channel and thank my returning subscribers as well as any new visitors, and encourage you to go ahead and subscribe if you feel moved to do so, because I will be uploading a lot of free content for twin flames over the next month and more than likely year, because it seems that the majority of my clients as of late have been twin flames. So there's a huge need, it seems like, for there to be more resources for people who are going through this and dealing with this connection, okay? I'm just going to pull some cards because we're starting off and we're going to talk about the state of your relationship. And we're going to look at how the masculine is feeling as well as the feminine. Oh, cool. Okay. These came out. I didn't even get a chance to shuffle. So we'll take one card for each of you on each side as well. And there will also be an extended reading available. And all the information will be in the description box down below as well. Okay, perfect. We have endings and solitude as well for underlining themes of this relationship. So you could have been recently in union, and I mean, it didn't even have to be recent. It could be within the last few years. But right now, it looks as though there was an ending that's led to both of you being in solitude, and really having time to think, okay, to really just think and process what happened with your relationship. This ending could have been the result of an ultimatum by the divine feminine, asking where the situation is going. I also did see that seduction card, so there could have been multiple people involved in your situation at the time that it ended, okay? I feel like if the feminine was asking you masculines what you're doing, that really triggered you to start feeling as though you couldn't give to the connection. With the seduction card coming out, you know, you may have been triggered to move towards another partner for the simple fact that you felt that you didn't have what it takes to really get back to her if she did give you an ultimatum, okay? So the state of your relationship right now is the Hierophant. And with this endings and solitude, one of you or both of you could be committed to someone else, because I'm feeling as though you're not in separation, or you're not in union, I'm sorry. This Hierophant is being clarified by the card Games, Disappointment, and Love. So I feel like when the divine feminine asked the divine masculine what it was he wanted or what he was doing, or asked for that solid, stable commitment, he wasn't able to give it, but it's not because he didn't want to. Like I said, it seems as though something about that really triggered him. But the divine feminine saw it as him playing games with her heart, okay? And the hard part about it is there was such an air of disappointment on both ends, because I feel like for the masculines, what's coming through is that you don't understand why you do the things that you do, but you also hope that your feminine can see past your actions. And so it was like when you couldn't reach a common ground, there was so much disappointment between the two of you, because this is a love that you don't feel with anyone else, right? I'm just looking because this Hierophant talks so much about commitment, but it also talks about change, you know, and it talks about necessary change to get you where you want to go, because the next card is the Lovers, and that is a reunion, even if it's brief, okay? So please don't despair. You're at a stage in your situation where things are changing, but it's very necessary. For you divine masculines, you may have needed this change to happen so that you could come more in alignment with yourselves. And I'm seeing here that it feels as though there's been a shift with all of you. And I'll say that wholeheartedly, because I've had so many clients reach out to me, even in the past few weeks, that were divine masculine. And so you feminines who think that the divine masculine community is not awake to this or doesn't know what it is, I promise you that even though you've been through endings and you're feeling alone, there is a shift happening in consciousness, and they are starting to reach out to get help externally and really understand what the connection is and what's going on and why they do what they do. So please don't despair. Don't feel like you're the only one who knows or feels the way you do, because that's often how divine feminines are left feeling when their masculine can't commit to them right away, okay? I'm just looking here. You know, the Hierophant is not a bad place to be for your relationship, even if you're in separation, because you're both really taking the time to think about where your commitment lies. And it may even be that you had to explore life with other partners to realize that nobody compares to the person that you were with, that is your twin. But this is a very divinely orchestrated union. And so because it is so divine, it's necessary for you to purge your lower vibrational energies. And oftentimes we end up separating and having to do that with soulmates or karmic partners, okay? Your situation is changing though, and it's changing because you're both separated from one another, and spirit is working on you individually in different ways. So how the masculine is viewing this relationship, we have temperance, and that's showing me that he's coming into further alignment with himself, not being connected to his feminine. He's had a lot of time to be able to really start tapping into the divinity that's all around him, okay? We have family in the reverse clarifying this for how he's viewing the relationship. So for you feminines who feel as though your masculine does not care or does not miss you, he feels as though he's lost a part of his family. You know, he's not in a space to maybe come towards you, because with this temperance, this is also a 5. It breaks down to the 5. And so he's still in conflict about how he's going to go about really making a plan with you. But the thing about the 5s, they talk about being financially stable or looking like everything is okay, and then being like spiritually bankrupt, okay? So with this temperance coming out in the upright, this is showing me that the masculines are having a real awakening here that I'm reading for. And with this orange in the back, that to me, this here talks about your sacral chakra, which is very much governs how we view relationships and what we give and what we receive, and you know how we balance, and very much the energy of temperance, okay? If you are a divine feminine whose masculine had an issue surrounding family, whether it was a karmic partner they had children with, family members that may not have supported your union, your masculine is no longer in a space of considering their opinions about you, okay? This temperance energy talks a lot about forgiveness, and it talks a lot about balance. So for a lot of you feminines, you've had to deal with your masculine having probably like a lot of anger issues or just completely shutting down. Your masculine feels as though this relationship has provided him with a new, how do I say it? It's like, it's almost like what he always thought was normal in his everyday life. Now that he met you and he realized what emotional balance looks or feels like, it's provided him with like a new idea of how he wants to operate, and what his ideas about, like, I don't like the word normal at all, but it's kind of like it's changed his normal. It's changed what he always thought was acceptable. And now he has different ideas about everything. The hard part is you are both still in conflict with one another. And because this is a new him and he's been really processing what happened, it still may be taking him time to come towards you, okay? Now, how the divine feminine is viewing the relationship is as the 10 of Pentacles, and it's clarified by regrets. So I feel as though for some of you, like I said, you're watching your divine partner build a life with someone else, and that's bothering you very much. For the feminines, for some of you divine feminines, you lashed out at your partner when he wasn't able to give you the commitment that you wanted because you were so disappointed. And what's coming through here very strongly is the love that you share. It's like, why was this such a difficult decision? Why was this so hard? Why could you never just commit to me? You know, maybe you've watched your masculine start relationships with other people, right? For you feminine, please don't feel regret if you can try to be kind to yourself. Because if you're in a space of regretting things that you've done, because this is your other half, they'll vibrationally feel regret, right? And they'll feel pulled away from you in the sense that if you're regretting your actions, they'll regret their actions. They'll be triggered. They won't want to come towards you. Kind of the way that I was talking about with the King and Queen of Cups, right? Like you energetically feel one another. Now, for this 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, this is that opportunity to have something amazing that never quite got off the ground. And I think that that's what a lot of the regret is about for the feminine, because she had visions of what life would be like with her masculine, right? Both of you are mirroring one another, though, because the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse talks about the loss of a family, and the divine masculine is feeling the loss of a family member, okay? I'm going to pull you. I'm just trying to think what I want to do next here. We're going to talk about, I'll get you a divine resolution twin flame card, because I like to take a look at what the masculine and the feminine energy are both, what they both have to say about the situation, okay? So this is my Divine Resolution Twin Flame Conversation Oracle. This is volume 1. We're going to take a card for the masculine to see what he has to say about the relationship right now. Tell me, please. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have I don't want this to end. And we have my ego led me astray. For our feminine energy, we have you need to fix this. And I forgive you. So, like I was saying, for you masculines watching, your feminines have already gotten into a space where they're ready to forgive you for whatever happened in this situation. It's a matter of you being able to now come forward, that you have this new understanding with this temperance. I know that you're both looking at the past, and energetically you feel the disappointment between one another. But your divine feminine has already forgiven you, for you masculines watching. And for you feminine who are in a space of regret or loss, your masculine is well aware that his ego led him astray, and he does not want this to be over. But I think he's just trying to figure out how he can come in with the apology that you need to be able to get this off the ground, okay? I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that I'm missing. I'd like to take a look at how the way that you're viewing the situation is affecting your actions towards one another. So let's get a card for that. Tell me, how is the masculine's view of the relationship affecting his actions? Okay. So for some of you, your masculine was unfaithful to you, okay? As much as he'd like a new opportunity with you, I feel like not only does he feel very foolish, but he doesn't know how to manifest an opportunity to have this difficult conversation with you. Because I feel like with this coming out here, this you need to fix this, whatever the last situation was that you had, it feels as though the ball is in the divine masculine's court. Now, because he knows that he needs to come in and ask for that apology, he's feeling as though he's missed an opportunity to reunite with you feminines, okay? Because he doesn't know how to go about facilitating even just that meeting. He feels your disappointment with this 3 of Cups in the reverse. This card comes out when someone has let you down, that you were very close to and very emotionally invested in. And when it comes out in the reverse, it shows me that this is, even though it's only a 3, it can very much be like a crushing blow, you know, because this is rejection. This is an engagement that was called off, right? For a relationship that never really got off the ground. Your masculine is aware of that, and he knows that if he did do anything with that seduction card where he was unfaithful to your connection, his ego led him astray. His passion wasn't even in the situation. That's what's so interesting to me. If you feminines are watching your masculine go off and have other relationships because he's led by his ego, right? He has no passion for the people that he's dealing with. These are games, and they have been games, you know, because he's trying to mask his own disappointment with himself. Give me a card or two for how my divine feminine's actions are being affected by the way she's viewing the relationship. With our masculines, you know, they've gotten in touch with source, and they're understanding, really starting to understand the error of their ways, to the point that I feel like there's a lot of grief right now that they're feeling. All right. So we had the High Priestess, and I didn't show that to you, and the King of Cups in the reverse. So for some of you feminine, you're getting into a space where you just feel as though your masculine will never come towards you. And you've basically just kind of detached. You're trying to figure out if everything you're seeing is really who they are, because it's taking so long for them to come in. And it's almost like they're digging this hole deeper and deeper, that you are in a space where you're like, you know, you can fix this, I'll forgive you. But the hard part is, you know, you've been trusting your intuition about the connection, and they have been emotionally closed off. So you're getting into a space where you're starting to feel like giving up. Okay? I mean, I have this card looking right at me that says my heart is broken, from the divine feminine. So if you're a masculine and you're watching this, your feminine is waiting on you, you know, and she's starting to feel like maybe everything she saw really is all there is to you, because you're taking so long, right? I'm just looking, because she's in a space of feeling like she needs to move on, but it's very reluctant. You know, she doesn't want to leave you, masculines, but if she's watching you act out of your ego and have relationships outside of your connection, after a while, you know, what is there to do, right? She's got to move on with her life. That's how she's beginning to feel. Her actions are the Four of Swords in the reverse and the Five of Pentacles. So the hard part is the feminine is getting into a place where she no longer wants to think about this. She's tired of replaying this in her mind over and over, right? She wants you to come back, but she's waiting for you to do it, because this is another 5. And with this being Pentacles, this is in the 3D, so something needs to change in the third dimension. You know, she doesn't want to give you a second chance right now. For a lot of my feminine, she's no longer praying for that second chance. But I think it's because she really wants to have a meeting where she discusses with her masculine what all this was and what happened. Why was this opportunity turned down? Why were other partners so much more attractive or alluring than I was, right? The hard part for you feminine is that your masculine is working on it, but I don't know what answer he'll give you, because when I'm tapping into his energy, he doesn't know, okay? He doesn't know why he sabotaged this relationship. You know, he knows that his ego has gotten in the way, but he's still learning about the triggers that are inside of him. You know, and I've been telling people who are in a twin flame connection, Spirit is working on the masculines, and that is coming through very strongly here with the cards talking about change, imbalance, and restoration. Okay. I'm going to look at what the divine masculine will be choosing to show his feminine based on his point of view. We have the Star for our masculines. And our feminines, what are they going to show their masculines over the next few weeks based on their point of view? the Six of Swords, and we also have the Fool too. So for you masculines watching, if you're going to reach out to your feminine or you've been wanting to, now would be a very good time. Because the thing about it is that if you don't, they will be moving on. They're very tired of feeling as though you don't want them. You know, and for my feminine viewers, your masculine over the next few weeks, this is the Star. And so what's amazing to me is not only do you have the card that talks about this sacral chakra really starting to open up, but you also have this card that talks about the third eye chakra and the crown chakra opening. Okay, so just when you're getting in a space where you feel like you can't go on with this connection, feminine energy, please know that spirit is working overtime and the divine masculine is feeling it. And with this, they feel so bad, right? They don't want this to be over, but they haven't taken an action yet. Now, over the next few weeks, we have this Star coming out, and both of these cards not only talk about healing, but they talk about apologies. You know, they talk about balance and restoration. And if they're, you know, to me, these are two very strong twin flame energies. And with them being major arcana and divine feminine, you have no major arcana. It's like this separation was not about you, it was for them, so that they could understand what this was feeling like. You know, it's like they almost had to play these games, or what you perceive to be games, to feel their own disappointment in finding partners that weren't you. Okay? All right. I think that's it for my twin flame reading this month, because I personally don't want them to be incredibly long. I will be taking this to the extended reading though, and we're going to take a look at how the masculine and feminine are both feeling about the relationship, what you both want for the relationship, and the future actions over the next few weeks. We also have some oracle cards I will pull for you. Feminine, please be mindful of showing your masculine that you're moving on, because if you do it in such a way that he feels like he can't come towards you when he's having this breakthrough, he may not come. That might delay it, right? Masculines, if you're in a space of feeling as though you want to apologize, and those are the actions that you're showing to your feminine, you might really need to get her attention, because she's in a space of trying to give herself some reprieve, okay? This has been really painful for the both of you, but she's put the ball in your court, so you're going to have to tell her about your revelation, or find a way to show her that things have changed. Please don't be afraid of what you think could happen. She's already forgiven you. It's just time for you to take accountability and really talk to her, okay? All right, please give me advice for my divine masculine. Dance. Awareness. Please give me advice for my divine feminine. Revelation. Wisdom. Very nice. All right. So for your masculine energies, we have dance. It says step into the light, share your gifts and talents with the world. Now for you masculine, a lot of you are awakening to what this connection is. And I will talk more in another video about it. But masculine and feminine energies have this amazing gift. And for each union and each couple, like it's something different that they're going to contribute to the collective to raise the vibration of our awareness and our existence as a whole. With this swan here, this is kind of like the transformation from the ugly duckling to the swan, right? So now that you're starting to wake to the connection and to your gifts, it's time for you to start really experimenting and tapping into your newfound awareness, as well as any kind of intuitive powers that you have, because that King of Cups in the reverse, that's someone who is not in touch with their own psychic gifts, okay? And what I find is that oftentimes, well, every twin flame that I've worked with, they all have some sort of gift, whether it's they're an empath or they're clairaudient or clairvoyant. So now that you're starting to wake up to this connection, Spirit is urging you to try to start really developing the gifts that may even be awakening inside of you since you've met your divine feminine or come into union with her, even if you're in separation, okay? We also have awareness. It says, practice present moment awareness. The meaning you yearn for lives in the ever-present now. So a lot of you masculine are in a space of feeling very embarrassed or ashamed about your actions in the past. Like I said, your feminines have already forgiven you. You can't change the past, and everything that's happened in your union is divinely orchestrated, and it's happened for a reason. Now, you may be feeling a lot of confusion, but this card talks a lot about change and transformation, which is the underlining theme of this entire reading, okay? So please know that you're not the same person that you were. And if you can come towards your feminine, I'm certain that she will be able to recognize that within you, okay? Please try not to live in the past. Please try to let go of any guilt or regret or fear that you have around that. And please don't have anxiety about the future, okay? For my feminines, we have revelation, It says, listen to your life. The right path will reveal itself. Now, for a lot of you feminine, because you've been waiting for your masculine to come with this, you need to fix this, right? You're getting into a space where if he comes, you'll listen to what he has to say, but you don't know that you'll stick around. You need to do what's best for you. If you don't feel like you can come into union with him at this time because of the disappointment or the way that you feel you were treated in the past, you're going to have to do what's in your heart, right? But you have to trust your higher self. You know, if you're feeling very confused, take the time you need, you know, to really listen to your inner voice, because your masculine is having a revelation, okay? I feel like if you can give him the opportunity to speak to you, he will be able to show you that there's something different about him. Now, if your heart leads you to him, you know, that's great. And if you're guided to do something else for a while, that's also great. But you always have to do what's in your highest good, okay? We also have wisdom. Let go of the need to control. Trust in the wisdom of a divine plan. Now, what I will say for you feminine, because it's very hard to be feeling like you're waiting around or feel like you're being ignored or feel as though, you know, I'm doing the work and I've forgiven you, but you're doing nothing to fix this, right? Part of the issue that I find with the people that I work with is that they want to control the situation, you know, and this is something that's out of our control. There is a divine plan for each and every one of us, but when it comes to twin flame unions, this is very divinely orchestrated. And I think a lot of the anxiety and the expectation and the fear and the regret comes from feeling a lack of control or feeling the need to control, okay? So Spirit is asking you feminine, if you're trying to leave this connection because you're tired of waiting for your masculine to come in and fix it, are you doing it because that's what's really in your highest good, or are you doing it because you feel as though you can't control the situation? Okay? And you will all have a different answer, and that's going to be up to you what you decide. But these have been your messages for the month of December. The link to the extended will be down below. And if you are interested in other twin flame videos, please do subscribe, because I will be uploading a lot more even just this month. So I will be speaking to you all again soon. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Bye.